welcome to the latest edition of What's Happening with Leila in Minion Masters. So this is a weekly news series highlighting what's happening in Minion Masters. So this week, the biggest news is a Wildcards rework was actually announced along with the public test coming in version 1.12. Now, I'm going to encourage you to make sure that you sign up for the Beta Dwarf mailing list. That way you get these emails as well. And if you're not in the Mini Masters Discord, please make sure that you do that too, because you will see these announcements in there as they happen each week. So here we go. Upcoming Wildcards rework test though. So why are they doing this? Well, if you've been in the community long enough, you know that there's been a lot of debate for wildcards and against wildcards. It's been going on for quite a while. So they're trying to find a happy medium, and that's what they've come up with in this. And the plan is wildcards will now be added as the 11th and 12th cards in your deck. What does that mean? That means before you can add wild cards, you must have 10 unique cards in your deck to start a match. So what this means is if you don't want to play wild cards, you can have a deck of 10 unique cards and that's it. If you want to play wild cards, you need to have 10 unique cards before you can start adding duplicates. And it looks like you can only add 2 extra cards total. Okay. So, what is this going to mean? Obviously, this is very different than what we're used to right now, where you can wild card multiple cards. And what is this going to change? Well, so far what it seems like is if you have lower cost cards, maybe you'll be able to cycle through them faster, or conversely, if you have higher cost cards, you might be a little bit more punished for that. This also takes into account the recent balance change, what they talk about right here in version 111, which did change the 1 mana drop cards to 2 mana. I know there was a lot of talk about that as well because that affected cards such as Screaming Scrat, which is no longer 1 mana but 2. So that was the first part of this initial test, this wildcard rework test that is going to be happening. Now, they did call it a test, and it's coming with version 112. And the reason for that is because they did have those in PTR go through and try out these changes first, but they thought that it was too small of a sample size. So technically, version 112 is going to be called the WildWorks Rework Beta. And they're going to be polling the community and trying to get feedback throughout the whole time to see if we like it, if we don't, what changes need to be made, and so forth. And then hopefully by version 113, we'll have a better idea of what will happen with wildcards. So what do you guys think of that? The fact that you can have 11 or 12 cards in your deck with 10 of them having to be unique. Please make sure that you leave me a comment below and you let me know what your thought is on this. What they did also include is some other considerations they had before they came to this conclusion. And you will probably recall some of these if you've been in Discord, if you've been in the Mini Masters community. None of these should come as a surprise. So the first one was a separate queue with no wildcards. And I'm not really going to go through and read all of this for you. I do think it's important that you guys stay up to date too. So like I said, make sure you join the mailing list. But, basically the concern about having separate queues is that it would shrink the number of players per queue, which would result in a higher time that you would have to sit and wait. While some people were okay with that, others might not be, and it could just be considered kind of like a band-aid and not actually fixed to the wild cards. The next one was make wild cards cost more mana. Well, we do something like that. The reasoning is it could hurt the fun use of wild cards. We talk about the ones that are 10 mana. How would you fix that, for example? Make wildcards unlock with experience and perks, with them being the 11th and 12th cards, but no change to 1-drops. Now, they're saying that they did test this one, and they didn't exactly go for that either. Remove 1 wild card. Make it so you can't wild card the same card twice. Now, they said this was pretty popular, but they didn't feel like it would do enough. I know myself personally, when I was asked about a solution for wild cards, one of the things that I said was something like how other card games that I've played, I'm used to the fact that you could only have 2 wildcards of certain type of cards, and then there's specific ones you're only allowed to have one, like example for legendaries. So one of the suggestions that I had said at the time was that we do something like that, is that there's certain cards you are not allowed to wildcard, and other ones you could, but there's a cap on it, so you can't have four of one card in there, for example. That was one of the things I know that I had said. I'm not sure what you guys had thought. Feel free to leave some comments down below on what some of your suggestions to a wildcard fix could have been. But this is what is coming for version 112. We don't necessarily have a date for it yet, but version 112 to version 113 is going to be kind of a test on how this rework could potentially work in the game. So make sure that you check that out, all right? And the last thing is translators are needed for Minion Masters. So if you do speak other languages other than English, make sure that you connect with the Beta Dwarf team. They're looking for other translators for different languages. And that's a really, really good opportunity for a bunch of different streamers and even viewers in our community right now. So make sure you do that. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I know we've been talking about wildcards for a while now, and at least we have an answer. We have a start of a rework for wildcards. Please let me know what you think. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think there's too much done? Do you think that there's not enough? What else would you like to see? If you enjoy these weekly videos, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Subscribing is free. It greatly helps the channel to grow. And of course, makes me feel good about what we're doing here and lets me know that you appreciate the content that I'm bringing to you every single week. Maybe consider hitting the like button, and definitely, like I said, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. If you guys have been in my Twitch channel, you know that I'm all about community. I love having conversations with you guys. So I want to know what's on your mind. So please make sure you let me know. And don't forget to catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/LeilaFoxNation. And I will see you soon either on Twitch or in my next video. Thanks. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our video, you can catch us live on twitch.tv/LeilaFoxNation 4 days a week on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on by and be part of our community, and we'll see you there.